I think Manchester and Bayern Munich have the best squad in eFootball Pro and the best roster. We train a lot since 1 week. We are ready to compete against the player like this. And we will see, and we hope we will have more chance than last week.
We have to improve our finishing to make sure that we score our goals. In the next match day, we can score our goals and play well, defend well, and actually do what we did in the first game, but with scoring the goals.
Okay, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and see who's going to feature in Game 1 for Match 1 between these two sides, Monaco and Manchester United. And it should be a very interesting one indeed, as we'll see here in just a moment. Of course, I think the players are getting ready to put on their smiles and their camera faces. We'll see them in just a moment, but it's going to be, there they are, Nexa featuring from Monaco. He's had a dream start. He's been flying with his debut here in the tournament and with the club. And on top of that, he was the only one to pick up 3 points for the French side last weekend. He'll be up against another youngster, the 19-year-old Paul Ostributch, who is going to be looking for a little bit of redemption himself after he had so many chances in this game to rescue some points from Manchester United. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to pull it off in the end. So we'll see which one of these two youngsters shines brightest in the opening game. But a very quick reminder as well of who is also going to be featuring throughout the entire day. And that is going to be our referee back with us once again, Sergio Parraga, very much focused, concentrated, ready to get the ball rolling. There he is. Up close, impersonal, very much focused on what is about to unfold. So having said that, I'll hand things back over to you, Harry and Wes, and you can get us going for what we can expect in Game 1. Looks a good one, doesn't it?
It most certainly does. Thank you so much, Semra. Wes, it always makes me laugh because these players don't know who they're going to play against until the curtain is raised and you get to see the players' reactions. It's always either, oh no, I'm playing against this guy, or it's, oh, it's this guy. Okay, and it's always a fun interaction. But look, we're going to get a better lay of the land of this group, aren't we? After this match between Monaco and Manchester United, every single club in the group would have played 2 matches each, so 6 games, and then we'll have a better idea of who needs what going into their final matches of the group.
Yeah, I think it's to be said, before even a ball's kicked, I think draws don't really do anybody any favors here because of the way that the kind of the group has lined up. You can just see on your screens there from Nexa, you can see 2 feature players in there. You can see 2 feature players in there for Ostributch as well. It'd be interesting to see how those affect those 2 teams. It's always interesting for me to look at these teams and see how the players have kind of worked with the team strength or the collective strength being 2,300. It's always interesting to see how that they have kind of put these pieces in together. It's interesting to see Ben Yedder. It's interesting to see Varane as choices both for either side. But I think sending both youngsters out as your first your first game off the bat, I think it sends a bit of a statement that we're confident in our squad and we're confident in their ability.
It certainly does, and if you are just joining us for the first time this season or want a bit of a refresher, we are playing Dream Team this season. It is 1 versus 1. Each club has 3 esports players who play 1 versus 1 against each other, but we don't know who will play whom until it is announced on the stream. So we're now seeing Nexa on the left-hand side for Monaco go up against Austri for Manchester United, and there's so many tactics that go into this competition this season. You've got, as you said, the collective team strength within Dream Team. You have to keep that under 2,300, and also you have to almost guess who you're going to be going up against. You want a favorable esports player matchup, don't you, going into each particular game. 3 games within a match. I know that's a lot of information I'm throwing at you, but don't worry. Stay with us and we will guide you throughout the competition. So we've kicked off then. Manchester United versus AS Monaco. United from right to left. You have the Monegasque club coming left to right, and for Nexa. He started off last week incredibly well, and well, there's a chance here for him to start this match day just as well. The opener within 6 minutes. And it's been a long time since he's played last, Wes, but Nexa reminding us that he is a future star of this competition and maybe a star of the present as well. It's 1-0.
Yeah, he's picked up exactly where he left off. Again, ball breaks down in midfield. And again, it's this ball here. It's this kind of first time over the top. It's a beautiful ball in. And again, awareness of, do we take the ball down? Do we shoot the first time? No. Instead, we've got a lovely layoff there. Beautiful piece of skill on the outside of the boot. And the Dutchman Baudo there to tuck it home into the right smile from Osterbuch. I think he knows he could have done a little bit better there. Nexa just trying to relax himself a little bit, but nothing to be worried about from the youngster because he's started off brightly here.
He has indeed, his 4th goal of the competition, and straight away coming up again to face the Manchester United defence. Here is the goal scorer Boadu trying to cut back inside, but Luke Shaw is there. But it was a well-worked goal. We're still doing my match introduction, and Nexa was already putting the pedal to the metal. Something tells me that early goal might just open up this game entirely. Here is Marcus Rashford, has Edison Cavani as well, who gets his strike away, but it is wide of the target. We heard Eldridge, Wes, talk about tightening up the finishing for the United squad, and, well, early signs don't look too good.
Yeah, it's a big chance it just goes the wrong side of the post. And again, I think we can kind of talk to almost, luck or skill. I think there, the opportunity is there for Cavani to put that in the back of the net. Just couldn't find the execution. And again, it's these chances that, we say it as almost as a little bit of a kind of a football saying now, but you've got to make these chances pay.
Well, Cavani made a good run down the middle, and Osterbuch has grown into the game since the goal, but Nexa is always looking threatening. And this one has been called back for a foul on Harry Maguire. I think that's a Monaco player going into the book. No, just a telling off this time. Here is Ben Yedder, one of those featured players from Monaco in the starting 11 this week. Ross can't find a teammate, so now it's time for Manchester United to try and build up from the back.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how Monaco have kind of morphed through their their real life transfers. We're used to seeing them be such an aerial threat that they're now kind of becoming this more kind of speedy counter-attacking type of team. You can see with kind of Diatta and co trying to break the lines there. It's interesting to see what the evolution of their gameplay. As for Man United, they need to work a little bit smarter here.
Well, that's a really nice deep run from Paul Pogba, and can he finish? He can't, but Cavani can. Right place, right time. Edison Cavani with the United equaliser about halfway through the first half, and it's all square once again, 1-1.
Osterbuch proving that you don't have to work harder, you just work smarter. It's an extra pass that just frees up space. You can see the vision, you can see Pogba getting through there. It's a good, decent save from Nubel, but as we've seen time and time again, these goalkeepers keep parrying stuff into trouble. And again, if you've got the likes of Edison Cavani, who's got a goalkeeper on the floor, he's not going to miss from there. And again, Osterbuch, well deserved to get himself back into the game. It's level again. And now it's a case of, where do you go from here? Can Nexa kind of ride that frustration and get himself a goal that takes him ahead again? Or will it be Osterbuch that will take the impetus and drive this forward?
It's hard to believe just his second goal of the season so far. The prolific Pole for Manchester United, Rashford burst onto the scene in 2019 and has gone from strength to strength. Have to keep an eye on Monaco though, as Nexa wants to remind everyone for a second time this game that he's the one we should be focusing the spotlight on this season. Here is Rashford. Sure, with a rash challenge. The referee he's tried to play advantage, but instead will bring the play back and gift a free kick to Monaco and a yellow card to Luke Shaw as well.
Yeah, that could prove a bit of a problem for Man United with Diatta being as potent as he is in terms of speed and mobility. It's going to cause Luke Shaw all types of problems down this right-hand side.
United win the ball back then. Just under 10 minutes to go until half-time. Cristiano Ronaldo has two United teammates to try and find, but the attempted pass no good, and Bruno Fernandes won't get away with that one.
Yeah, you can see almost chances to have chances breaking down here for United. It's just picking the right options, and as we said before, pressure in games. As much as we talk about the in-game technicalities, it's just as important in between the six, the psychology of gamers trying to figure out what's the best option and split-second decision-making.
Bruno Fernandes then running beyond Marcus Rashford. Monaco defence holding strong that time around, and they can turn that into an attack here as well. Ben Yedder trying to turn back on himself. Nexa now has some defending to do. Every time Rashford, Pogba, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes get the ball for United, it's looking very, very delicately poised for a Manchester United attack, but that time Fernandes running the wrong way. Should lead us to half-time. One apiece then. Where do we go in the second half, Wes? It looked pretty evenly poised, didn't it, in that first half?
Yeah, it's been pretty cagey. It's kind of almost as you were in terms of the gameplay that we've seen from Group A. It seems to be that kind of waiting for a mistake to happen before you can kind of seize upon it, and it's no more so telling than in this game.
Oh, well, what's the referee going to give here then? Because Cavani has been fouled. We will wait and see. It will be a free kick. Oh, it's right on the edge of the box. As you can see, Rashford there just changing free kick taker number 2. I do wonder if that may be a key talking point after this free kick. Cristiano Ronaldo standing over it. Straight into the wall from Luke Shaw. Second ball won by Monaco, but it is Luke Shaw who was the second free kick taker to recycle possession here. Stepped up well though by the Monaco defence.
Yeah, you can just see a little bit of a waste of some very prime real estate from Rashford, a little bit uncharacteristic. We kind of know him as a little bit of an Iceman and the ability to kind of take the emotion and take the sting out of occasions, but just didn't quite make the right choice there.
Well, what a ball that is to Boadu. Has two Monaco players over that far side as well. Luckily, Rashford is able to read the pass well. Otherwise, that could have been Monaco back into the lead. They will chase that lead once more, as Bruno Fernandes now, I think, will be into the book. And it speaks to how cagey this game has been. Free kicks at both ends of the park. This time it's Monaco to try and build off of theirs. Marcus Rashford now on that far side. Cristiano Ronaldo to Cavani. Trying to wriggle around in the box as he did so for his equalising goal earlier on in the first half, but this time dealt with well. And it has to be said, Wes, both defences so far since shipping those goals have been pretty solid at the back, as Manchester United now could try and poke the ball through, but once more it's cleared.
Yeah, it feels like almost like it's a little bit a game of chicken in the midfield in terms of, as we said, who's going to make the error that's going to open this game up.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo has the ball in the box, gets his strike away, and will win a corner for United. This one much more direct from Ostrobich, and he's won himself a corner here, Wes.
Yeah, I don't think he realised how much room he had there. I mean, he could have potentially turned inside and caused the defence even more of an issue. Took the shot on, though. Keeps the goalkeeper honest and gets himself a corner. It's about how do you execute.
In swinger from Shaw, and it's driven towards Cristiano Ronaldo. He rises highest, as he always does. Rising not only for the ball, but to the occasion as well. Ostrobich into the lead. 2-1 Man United.
Yeah, no sooner do I say at a corner, how good are you at executing? Ronaldo takes off and converts from the corner. Again, it's that, I can only say, archetypal corner that we've seen from all of the pros that we have seen so far during this entire competition. Again, if you're not going to block it, if you're not going to even try and block it at source, you've got to do something when you get into the box. Of course, though, with somebody who is aerially and proficient as Cristiano Ronaldo, you're not going to stop him, especially when he's got a free run.
Well, Ostrobich into the lead. Both these players playing their second games of the competition so far, and if you were trying to read the form book, you would say Nexa, having won his last week against Lotfi 3-2, should be a comfortable victor here, given that Ostrobich lost 2-1 to Jose of Bayern München. But for now, though, a corner to Monaco has to be dealt with. Now's our first chance to see how Nex is able to handle adversity. Boadu trying to cut inside. Rafael Varane, though, an absolute statue at the back for Manchester United. In a good way, of course. Cristiano Ronaldo on this near side can shrug off his man. And who can be found here? It's Rashford. There's a tussle in the box, but referee unmoved, unchanged. And Diatta, has he managed to stay on side? This is very dangerous for United, but David De Gea will gather the ball.
Yeah, we talked and we heard AC O'Neill talk at length, last week and, during the VT. Got to get better at converting chances.
Oh, Bruno Fernandes has a chance here, and it will be another corner. They've scored from one already, but United, they look very well lubricated in their attack.
Yeah, it seems like that second goal's gone in, and they've managed to just kind of become a little bit more, fluid in their attack. And again, would you anticipate that Nexa makes the same mistake here and doesn't try and guard this corner? And more importantly, what does Ostrobich do here? Does he go for goal? Does he try and eke out the time? We've seen it before. It not be the greatest of ideas to try and kind of time waste.
Here we can see the Dream Team lineups for both esports players for Monaco and Manchester United respectively. A reminder, they are restricted to a collective team strength of under 2,300. Corner to United. They've scored from one already.
Number 17.
But the corner unsuccessful, and Ben Yedder now can try and search for Golovin, and well, as that header got the length it does, all the way through to David De Gea. And there's time running out now for Monaco here, Wes, and Nex is going to have to show us and remind us what he's made of to try and get some form of result out of this game.
Yeah, it's not beyond the realms of his powers either. We've seen a great performance from him in the previous week. It's not beyond him.
Oh, well, Volland's in, and David De Gea is called into action. It will be a corner after this really good chance. There was just an overload on that right-hand side for Monaco, and pass inside was good, but so was David De Gea's save.
Yeah, massive chance there. I think, again, trying to put myself in maybe Nexa's head here, it's probably saw the manual goalkeeping and thought what a lot of people do, where they see it and they think they're going to cover the far corner. He's just tried to put it in the near post early. Instead, Ostrobut stays strong, stays committed to the near post.
Well, Masterman is in, and David De Gea once more called into action. And the throw into Monaco in their own half will give a chance for Ostrobut and Manchester United to push out their lines a bit more. Into the final 10 in-game minutes, approaching the final 5. And that is a ball you cannot afford to give away. As Bawadu in behind, cross to Volland! Absolutely clinical, winning the ball back and scoring within a matter of moments. Nexa is back on level terms, 2-2 now, with 5 minutes to go.
You've got to say there, it's an unforced error. It's an unforced error at right back. Ostrobut, again, as we said through countless games that we've seen throughout this competition, the more times you give the opponent the ball back, the more likely you are to get sucker punched. And again, it's keeping the game alive from Nexa. It's not realising that you're out of the game just yet. And as such, finds himself an equaliser very late on here.
Well, as it stands, the point will be shared, but I don't think either player will be happy with that at this moment in time. As Cristiano Ronaldo attempts a strike on goal. But 2-2 now. We're entering the realms of next goal would win.
There will be 3 minutes.
Of course, we don't need a winner at this point, as the referee's assistant holds up the board with the number 3 on it. So a minimum of 3 minutes added on. This can finish 2-2. You get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, 1 for a loss. And we're into the 93rd minute now. And Monaco look the team more likely to try and press home that advantage. That's, though, I think, with the ball being given away, will signal the end of our game 1. The points are shared between Monaco and United. A great game between Nexa and Ostrobut, and I think in the end, ultimately, Wes, both will be disappointed not to have taken away more points.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you're looking at how Ostrobut performed there, he'll know the error that he made. He'll know the error that caused the goal. So he'll be looking at it maybe as 2 points dropped rather than a point earned. If you're Nexa, you've learnt a little bit more about yourself and you're able to kind of realise that you can recover.
Well, it started off so well for Nexa. He scored within 6 in-game minutes with a great passing goal to open up the scoring. This then, the run deep from Pogba forced the save out of the Monaco keeper, but Edison Cavani there to pounce upon it. And who do you think will be more disappointed? Wes, I know you said Austria will be disappointed with the fact it is an unforced error, but Nexa did go into the lead, then let it slip and had to salvage a point after being 1-0 up. Do you think he might be ruining his performance here as well?
Well, I think given the nature of the second goal, given the fact that it's that driven corner, I think Nexa will probably be slightly disappointed with not quite marking it in the way that he should have done. That being said, took the lead as well, so you kind of almost got a double-headed kind of disappointment for him. But if you're Ostrobut, you're in control of that game. You were 2-1 up, you've committed an unforced error, and it's allowed Nexa to take hold of it and equalise.
Well, there is that equalising goal. The points are shared in game 1 between Monaco and Manchester United. Nexa and Ostrobut will have to wait until later on today to resume their eFootball Championship Pro 2022 campaigns. We've got 2 more games to come though, Semra, and if the first one's to go by, I think we'll see a lot more goals in this match.
I have a sneaking suspicion we will see a lot more goals. And by the way, one of the things that game has left me with is that if teams don't defend corners better, I think we're going to lose Wes by the end of the day. So I really hope that they're listening to and paying some attention there. Well, let's go ahead and go into game 2 then and see who is going to have their game faces on ready for battle here between Monaco and Manchester United. And for the French side, it's going to be Untitled, someone who fell short of picking up the 3 points against his former teammate when he lined up against Kills last week. And he came very close, though, however. He was just shy, a minute away from equalising and taking a point where he hit the post in the very dying embers of that game. He'll have to perform better today against a veteran of this tournament, Cams, who was very successful in his last outing, a 3-1 victory against Alex Alguacil. And as you said, I do have a feeling that these two will deliver on the goods, and they will provide us with a really high-scoring, high-octane entertainment for Game 2.
Yeah, I think so, because these two are two players that are going to know each other incredibly well. We have Uzmakabil, a French national team player, and then Cams, who is the French national team coach. He's the one that has been stood behind Uzmakabil on international duty. So in theory, you would think Cams will know a lot about his opposition here, Wes, whereas Uzmakabil might also know some of Cam's tactics.
Yeah, and that's the intrigue that comes with this game, is that you look at the friendships that are formed, obviously through gaming and being compatriots, and all of that goes out the window when it comes to a league or a group like this. So I think you are right. I think you're going to have a lot of kind of almost reversals of people's potential easy moves that they like to do. There's going to be a lot of guesswork. You're going to need to throw something different at each other. That's what this game is going to cry out for, and I'm hoping that we do see a lot of that between these two, because these two very much top of their class in terms of French esport players.
Well, absolutely. We say thank you to Semra in the studio. We will have a chance to chat more after the game, but first of all, we have Game 2 between Monaco and United. You can see the two esports players there setting up their dream teams. And do you think we'll see a lot of deviation, Wes, between what we saw in Game 1 between the two esports players? Or do we think maybe these two players themselves might have more individual tactics for themselves? Do you think there's more of a team tactic in terms of a blanket squad we're going to see for Manchester United or Monaco?
Well, I think looking at Monaco, they relatively have a similar lineup, if not a similar shape. And again, you're looking at over at Man United side of things, again, relatively same form and types of shapes that they're looking at, similar featured players. I think we are in for a bit of a chess match here. And I think it will just remain being tight because, again, neither one of these teams will want to lose any points out of this. They'll want to gain at least a point out of each of these games because it'll at least set up for the future matches that we're going to see today.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Speaking of those matches, as these players just start to place their chess pieces on the board. Following this match, we have United taking on Celtic, a battle of two British clubs, and then later on, our final match of both the day and the group stages of this year's competition, Monaco taking on Bayern München in what could be a very decisive match indeed. Let's refocus our attentions then to these two players. With all due respect to Cams, I think it's fair we talk about the three-time world champion on the other side, Uzmakabil, first. We speak about his performance last week against Celtic. He didn't really get the result he was wanting. He opened up the competition with a game against Kills, his former teammate, and I suppose you could say former student, and somewhat flattered to deceive, didn't he?
Well, the way that I would look at this, and we see this a lot in real world football, and the same can be said in esports, is that, Uzmakabil was one chance away from making it 3-3. It was that last minute opportunity that hit the post. We saw how angry he was with it. The controller went down in frustration. It would be a totally different conversation we'd have. We'd be like, oh, you know what? It's a really level game that we saw, and it was really good to see them go toe to toe with each other. And now instead we are almost casting a doubt over Uzmakabil in terms of what he can bring to the party. And of course, you can't forget the lineage that he brings. But I would venture to say he won't have been happy with his overall performance, and he'll certainly want to bring the party today.
He most certainly will. And as we kick off Monaco versus United game 2, we can start to talk about the player on the other side, Cams. We mentioned he is the coach of the French national team. Didn't get to feature in any of their games, but coached Latvianos Maccabi throughout the Euro campaign last summer. Rashford here for Cavani, and well, that's blasted wide. Best early chance of the game so far, and a bit of a rash strike to finish it off. Yeah,
and again, it's well worked. It's that over-the-top through ball that we're seeing. It's a bit prevalent for teams at the moment, but here come Monaco.
Wadu almost being found by a teammate there. Ben Yedder is being hounded up the pitch by McTominay, and we feel as if Ben Yedder, who did win the ball back in the previous game for the equaliser for Nexa and Monaco, that featured card this week is going to be very tough to handle. I believe he's been trained up to 95 by Maccabi. I could be wrong in saying that. We'll get a better look at the dream teams once a pause comes in, but this one will be a foul on Bruno Fernandes in his own half. So a bit of pressure off now for Cams, and in the early stages of this game, where there's not too much to take from it.
Yeah, Cams for me is a wily operator, in the sense of that you'll think that the danger is gone, you'll think there's nothing happening, and then out of nowhere he will just spring into life. And we saw it last week against Bayern Munich. I'm sure that we're going to see more of that today. You know, again, it'd be easy for us to completely dismiss Cams as a player, but you know, let's not forget how long he has been around the scene, how many of his French counterparts that he's interacted with has had an influence with. So I think, you know, again, it might just sneak up on us Maccabi if he's not careful. But as the early going is looking here, it's not really breaking out into too many chances outside of that Cavani miss.
Well, that might change here with Diatta tackled by the United back line. Yeah, you're right. Last week against Bayern, Cams was able to take down Alex Alguacil in 3-1 fashion, though it has to be said, was fairly upset with his performance up until that third goal went in. He was, as you said, one of the more angry people to secure a victory in this competition. I say angry, maybe passion's the right word, Wes.
That might just have been the right word.
Well, here is Rashford with skills. Pogba's there as well, had a square onto Ronaldo. But I'm not sure how much time he had to really calculate this decision, Wes. It will go back for a corner.
Yeah, it's instinctive opportunity there. Again, it was the double touch that opened it up. It was the run through there, and you can see the anger from Maccabi. Not happy that chance was even a thing.
Well, Harry Maguire is able to win the header, and nothing doing from that chance. Something tells me, again, the passion is going to overflow between these two. We mentioned it would be a chess match, and it most certainly will be. So if you see chess players reacting like this, I will have to tune into more chess matches in the future, because these two, full of emotion. 25 minutes gone then. Still Monaco 0, United 0. Here is Ben Yedder though. Early cross to Bouadou. And Diatta is there and wide as well of the target. Brilliantly carved out chance, but the finishing product for both men out there just not there.
Yeah, first time strikes at the moment, at least in eFootball. A little bit of a lottery for these two. Both shots not quite going exactly where they anticipated. I think that's why we saw both reactions. We saw Maccabi not happy with the fact that shot does not find even the target. And I think Cams will be just as disappointed that Cavani's chance didn't trouble the keeper earlier on. This is, again, it's very cagey. It's very nervy. I think both teams understand what these games mean.
Of course, this is both clubs' second match of the group so far. As I mentioned at the top of the show, we'll have a bit of a better idea of how things stand at the end of this match, with all clubs within the group having played 6 games. But that won't be in these players' thoughts at this moment in time. They don't want to wait and see. They want to make sure that they get the maximum points possible. There's a bit of a half chance there from AS Monaco. So, over half an hour gone now then, and for those armchair fans, might be looking at this scoreline at this moment in time and thinking Cams has done very well to keep the three-time world champion at bay. But as you've said, Wes, he's interacted with French players a lot throughout his time in the eFootball scene, has Cams. Will know what to expect and potentially how to beat the three-time world champion. That will, of course, remain to be seen throughout the rest of this game. Golovin now, though. A lovely ball over to Ben Yedder. Low cross to Boadu. And, well, there's a player arriving here as well. And, oh, no, I think it's Wan-Bissaka. With a mix-up at the back between he and De Gea. That's going to allow Uzmakabil to storm into a lead. Just 7 minutes from half-time. Monaco, they find a breakthrough.
Yeah, I think it was the goal that he needed to maybe settle that emotion and settle that nerve. Again, in terms of the way that the shot goes in, it's more a case of Cam's, or at least Cam's defender, which I think was Aaron Wan-Bissaka, as you said, just trying to put a little bit too much coverage on it, trying to maybe do the goalkeeper's job for him, and instead he's almost nodded it past his own goalkeeper, which is unfortunate for Cam's. But as we said yesterday and times before, these players aren't going to care how this ball goes in. It means that there's a 1-0 lead there, but you can see, I think even with Uzmakabil, I think he prefers to actually score goals that are clean, as it were, that don't get deflected.
Heartbreak from the United side, and you would expect jubilation from the side of Uzmakabil, but I think he was even disgusted with himself in terms of how fortunate that goal went in. But either way, they all count one. And that might just be the goal we need to open up this game. Bit of a mix-up between Monaco players there. Half-time approaching, and Monaco chase their second. United, before the half, chase an equaliser, and it is the latter who come forward here. Bruno Fernandes trying to poke one through to Cavani. They've won the ball back here, and it's a 4-on-3 at the back. If only Ronaldo would find a way through. Instead, it comes the other way. Diatta to Boadu, and Varane called into action. Clearance up the pitch, and I think this one's being brought back here, Wes, for a foul on Varane. And this should be the final action of the half, unless there's a United player there to get a touch, and there is not. The referee has seen enough. Monaco 1, United 0 at the half.
Yeah, it's an important lead to take in at the half. Although the circumstances in which was scored was slightly, a piece of fortune. It's a vitally important one in terms of the state of the group. Though, granted, we're only talking the second game in, and obviously there's a lot of time left to play here. But this could prove to be a pivotal result if it stays the same.
The sides switch then as we enter the second half, and Rashford trying to feed Ronaldo. The pass far too weak. Here's a look at how it would impact the league table if things remained the same. Monaco would leapfrog Bayern München into second, but for now, though, here's Diatta with a fierce strike. It's right at the goalkeeper. De Gea's palms no doubt stinging after that one. Corner, though. De Gea comes, punches, and clears the back line. Diatta, Boadu in behind, and I think the last touch came off Varane there. Another corner.
They see just testing that defence to see whether it's going to potentially leak another goal. We've seen corner kicks, like I said, they've always been as vital as penalty kicks, but not on that occasion.
That's for a United break, but for Pogba's poor touch, and Boadu is finding space in abundance at the back. Long ball from Maguire. And we speak about knowing your dream team lineups. United have a lot of height, a lot of physical presence. So long balls such as those from Maguire, Wes, could certainly play to United's strengths.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's trying to get the best out of it. You know that you've got three very capable forwards, but it's about getting them in on goal, getting the chances, and then converting them. But interesting little free kick that's going to be here for Monaco.
Yeah, and it's Wan-Bissaka who is the guilty party. Monaco go straight for goal, and Maguire, luckily, they're covering. So on the hour mark then, Cristiano Ronaldo has a chance against Barcelona, and he will actually win the ball. 1-on-1 is Cristiano Ronaldo. Good save. Huge save by the Monaco keeper. And that is a chance, one of which that Cams will not get many of here, Wes.
Yeah, Nubel had to be smart, had to be alert. Again, just came from a lack of being able to clear it from Monaco's position. Ronaldo steals onto it, but goalkeeper is very alert. Gets it cleared.
Here is that chance again, and just one touch too many from CR7. You hear from Cams, a very passionate individual indeed, what he thought of that chance. Either way, play resumes. I believe some subs have been made. Now, though, here's Rashford, beats his man and will earn a free kick. Chance for a strike on goal, perhaps, or maybe a little too far away.
I think anything's possible after we saw what happened with Memphis Depay.
Oh, it's Fernandez, and he's just come too close to really be comfortable there for Monaco. Brilliantly struck free kick, but not on target.
If you wondered why, I know you mentioned it earlier about the secondary player at the free kicks. If you're wondering why you're seeing that, it's a shorter run-up, and it gives your opponent less time to be able to react. So, as you saw there, goalkeeper would have been scrambling had that been on target.
Just the one goal lead then for the three-time world champion as we enter the final 20 in-game minutes. And Cristiano Ronaldo has just hesitated, allowing the ball to run all the way through once more to the Monaco keeper. He's been busy today, but in fairness, both goalkeepers have. Maccabiel, though, chasing a second, which would, you would think, make the result certain as we enter the final furlong. Maybe a bit of recognition of the situation here by his Maccabiel as he plays it all the way back to his keeper.
The thing is, if you can sense the danger, you know it's coming and you're late on in games, you have to try and stop the momentum almost to solidify the result. And he will know how important this game is. He'll know how important this result would be if he can secure it.
Bruno Fernandes with the nice skill work there, but Rashford cannot do anything inside the box. Ten to go. United finding a second wind here. Pogba. Rashford. Back heel, back to Rashford from Ronaldo. No good that time around. Club stats on the season, not the most blockbuster numbers, but you would think at least one of these clubs, will be in the knockout stages with 3 of the 4 clubs in each group qualifying. But you do not want to be that club on the outside looking in. Five in-game minutes to go, and there's Maccabiel just trying to kill this game off. Down the line to Volland. And United have the ball back. One last roll of the dice, perhaps, as Saka.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
McTominay with some nice footwork inside, but well, with 2 minutes added on, it's not looking good here for Cams. One last chance maybe. Pogba, he has to go now. And with the Monaco
guys,
player
shoulder
taking the
start.
ball back, the referee has seen enough. It will end as Maccabeal 1, Cams 0, and Monaco have 3 points on the board from their 3-time world champion.
Yeah, and that will be the main talking point here. I don't think we'll be talking about how the goal went in. We won't be talking about
Okay, you
chances
can leave
that
the
could have
game
been
now.
converted from Man United. Instead, the only thing to take away from it is it's Monaco 1, Man United 0, 3 points or a further 3 points on the board, and that'll be perfect for Usman Kabil. It'll be tonic for him, given the fact that he didn't quite get the victory last week. But we'll see some of the replays here.
We will indeed. There were chances for Manchester United throughout, but the ultimate thing is the scoreline finishes 1-0 to Monaco, and it's not an instant classic, Wes. It's not one we'll be talking about for years to come, but it will be a valuable 3 points to Monaco, as you said, and that will lift them further up the table towards their qualification hopes.
Yeah, I mean, by its own definition, by the game that we thought we were going to see, which was action-packed, and it was going to be, a kind of, goals galore. Instead, we got a very cagey affair, which realistically was decided just by a deflection, and that was there because I don't think there were many other real kind of grandstand chances that we really saw from Monaco.
Mostly half chances on either side. There was one huge one we didn't quite get to see in that highlight package, which why you see me just lounging a little bit, the one-on-one with Cristiano Ronaldo. Was expecting to see that in the highlight package, but Semra, the important thing is Monaco coming through with the 3 points. It's so valuable for them when you expect your 3-time world champion to step up. He does so, he delivers the 3 points.
That he does indeed, and you say very crucial, because I think if my maths are on point at this stage, that means that Monaco now have 7 points on the board, Manchester United 5. So it's still tight between them, but they are slowly starting to pull away the French team. And by the way, I think we only have ourselves to blame for that last one. Murphy's Law, isn't it? We said we were going to get a high-scoring thriller, but unfortunately, that's not what happened. It's going to happen in this game, though. I'm pretty sure of that. So let's take a look at Game 3 then, and I can promise you there are some heavy hitters in this one. It's going to be Guifera, the 2-time world champion, the 5-time Brazilian champion. The only thing is, however, we hope he's brought his shooting boots for today, because not only did he pick up no points last weekend, he also failed to score a goal. But he's going up against the 5-time Dutch champion, Eldridge O'Neill, who is involved, you may remember, in a high-scoring 4-all thriller last weekend. So if he can pick up where he left off there, then I think we're really in store for a nice, entertaining blockbuster. I shouldn't be saying any of this because then it won't happen. But in any case, I hope that it does turn out to be the case.
Yeah, you've cursed us now, Semra. You've absolutely cursed us. But I will say that, as you said, Guifera not breaking his duck so far in terms of points, but also goals, may well be a bit of a rain cloud above his head. He will want to shake that goalless tag off of himself in this next game. And as you mentioned, he is a multiple-time world champion. He's not expecting to see this type of form from himself, is he, Wes? We expect a lot more from Guifera this season.
Yeah, and I think that's what it comes with. It comes with a weight of expectation. If you go and win titles at a world level, if you've participated in previous iterations of this competition, the expectation level goes way up, because fans, especially of Monaco, from what they've seen over the last couple of seasons, they will be expecting a level of performance that matches the club. And granted, he will not want to come away from today being the only player within Monaco's ranks to not get some points out of Manchester United. On the flip side of that, you have Eldridge O'Neill, who is the captain of Manchester United, who won't want to walk away empty-handed either. So it's going to be a case of, I think it's going to be, I hate to tempt fate. I get the feeling that this is going to be very open.
Well, we say thank you to Semra in the studio, of course, keeping us on track throughout the show. Now we can put our feet up and enjoy what should be a fiery affair. We had a quick glimpse then at the Dream Team lineup. These clubs are restricted to a collective strength of under 2,300. Which, when you consider the new featured players in the game, Wes, it's given some of these clubs a bit of a headache, hasn't it? Because now you have to reassess, who do you level up? Do you have some players on the bench? Do you go for these new featured players, which could upset the balance of your collective team strength?
Yeah, well, I think for clubs that have got the premium club packs, I think it's a little bit more difficult for them because such is the level of those featured players at their base level. And for those wondering what I mean by base level, it's just the level that you would get them out of the pack. They're quite high already. So then to level them up, you've got to very much make a decision on where you put your trainers and how you develop them. The interesting point I saw there from EC O'Neill's lineup there, though, is that there's no featured Rafael Varane. Instead, he's gone with a featured Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, we know how good he is as a base card and as a fully powered up and fully leveled up base card. How is his featured one gonna handle here?
Could be a good advertisement for it. We kick off then game 3 between these two clubs, and Boadu is trying to start the game off very sprightly indeed. As United attacking from left to right, Monaco coming at them the other way. You see the results from games 1 and 2 at the top of the screen. Monaco the happier of the two clubs so far, but now it is Captain Eldridge O'Neill of Manchester United to go up against the multi-time world champion of Guifera. It's crazy to think, isn't it? Between the Monaco squad, you have 5 world titles. It's surprising to see them at the start of this match day towards the bottom half of the group. We're hoping they are late bloomers, as will Monaco fans, of course, in this competition.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of almost like almost a false positive because they only picked up the 3 points from Nexa. Given the performances that we saw out of Celtic last week, it may have been just a false positive where it's just because they've only played 3 games do they look like they're kind of in the doldrums. But I think it was the standard of the performances that we saw last week that was the worrying part for Monaco. But as it stands currently, it looks like they seem to have fixed some of those issues.
It was a wayward touch from Cristiano Ronaldo after the pass, and Eldridge not one to shy away from taking a long strike, this time with that signature Rashford out of the premium club pack, and almost finds its way to the back of the net, but for a deflection.
Yeah, and that's you can see already trying to open up the space with those dummies and the super cancels we've seen time and time again over the course of this competition so far.
Rashford with the corner, and Ronaldo is there with the header. You saw that purple bar indicating the stunning strike. Was it necessary though, Wes? I'm not too sure of that one.
It is in that environment, Harry, because for those at home, again, for those players at home, if you have the power bar over halfway when it's in the air, your headers will naturally be a downward header, so you'll head it into the floor, which is what Eldridge is trying to do. He just didn't get the direction on it.
Well, here is Ben Yedder coming the other way, of course. That's why you're the expert, Wes, and that's why Eldridge is the captain of Manchester United. Here is Paul Pogba. Trying to gather some time for his teammates to get open, but Guifera is up to the challenge. Approaching 20 minutes gone in the first half, and it's fair to say a similar story to what we saw in game 2 between Cams and Maccabeal.
Yeah, I would say that's a fair assessment. Given what we're seeing at the moment, it's that game of chicken. It's who's going to blink first, who's going to make a mistake, and more importantly, who's going to capitalise first.
Manchester United in possession here. Ball into the feet of Ronaldo is cleared away. You see Eldridge, when he has possession for Manchester United, just try and gather that little bit of time for his runners to get free, but Nothing doing so far. Here is Ben Yedder. Using his skills well. Beats Harry Maguire as well. Can he get the cross into a teammate? Gelson Martins gets the strike away, and it's blocked by a United defender. Now Rashford and Fernandes combining. Paul Pogba. See the game plan of Eldridge so far. Long balls into that featured Cristiano Ronaldo. Stunning pass down the line though. We'll find Gelson Martins. Stunning cross as well. Biadu tries to get across his man. And all of a sudden this game has absolutely sprung into life. Aguilar. Varane headers away. Into the feet of Diop. Tries to control it, but well, the United defence holding strong for now, and the offside will be a bit of a let-off for them here, Wes. That was a good spell for Monaco and dangerous for United.
Yeah, good spell of pressure. All came from kind of a bit of a lax possession from Issy O'Neill. Again, we've seen this game plan of trying to get it into Ronaldo aerially. We said before, though, that can cause issues because you just don't... You can't guarantee you're going to get the ball into him, especially looking at the lineup that Monaco have with Maripan, with players like Tchouaméni. Like those types of players are aerially proficient, so that type of way in may not necessarily be the right way to get around Guifera.
Ben Yedder with the fake, and he's curled one in. He has been so dangerous for AS Monaco today. And it's the dummy that sells the entire defence to make it 1-0 to Monaco now.
Yeah, Guifera's off and running, and that pressure finally told. You know, it was a good kind of 5 or 10 in-game minute spell where the pressure was there. And you could see there, you know, we were talking about knowing your players and getting your way in. It's a neat little first touch to get it out of the feet. You use the dummy to create that space, and you use the controlled shot to curl it past defenders, and ideally, as you've seen there, past the goalkeeper. It is that man, the captain, Wissam Ben Yedder.
Well, a great finish from Ben Yedder. One that's the Man United captain, Eldridge, you can see utterly disappointed, but it is Guifera off and running in this season's competition. It took a long while for him to get to this point. Only his second game, of course. But his account's now well and truly open, which is a worry for the competition. Confirmation, first goal of the season. Now it's about how do United reply? How can they get themselves back on track here? Because coming into this game, they would have taken or wanted to have taken a lot more than the 1 point they've secured so far in game one between Nexa and Austria. Time to recalculate the game plan maybe for Eldridge O'Neill. He enters the second half where it's 1-0 down against Guifera, and that is not where you want to be.
No, it's not where you want to be. With the lion's share possession with Monaco at the moment, it's going to get hold of this ball and make it work. I think in terms of the interested onlookers to this game, I'm pretty sure Bayern Munich will be watching this with great kind of intrigue in terms of what this means for them going forward as well. Because, you know, let's not forget, all of these results are affecting, you know, Group A's standings as every goal goes in. And we've seen as well from that table just how tight the goal differences are as well. So it'll be, you know, and it'll be something for kind of the boffins with the league tables to analyse and see exactly who needs what at what part of the day.
Of course, we have our fantastic men and women in the back, making sure our league tables are as up to date as possible. And you're right in saying that after this game, we will have a better idea of who needs what going into our final two matches of today and the group stages. Biadu, though, trying to split open the defence. Those matches are United versus Celtic immediately following this one. And Monaco versus Bayern München, and at that point it could be all to play for, but nothing working so far for Eldridge O'Neill as the ball goes all the way through to Newbell in the Monaco goal.
Yeah, he's cutting a very kind of disappointed and annoyed figure at the moment.
Radu here for Monaco. That dummy has been so prevalent for Monaco so far. Corner to come, but it seems as if the United defence are biting on every single bit of bait that the Monaco players are laying for them.
Yeah, it's all about laying traps and knowing how to use them.
Delayed. I can't fucking play, man. How? Delay.
Monaco corner then to come. You hear the frustrations from Eldridge O'Neill. He's going to have to dig deep here in the second half of game 3. First port of call is defending this corner. Jose Martins will miscontrol it. Badiashile has been dispossessed by Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, what can Eldridge conjure up in the face of adversity here? Monaco seeming to win every midfield battle. That's a misplaced pass though, and that might just spring United into life. Cristiano Ronaldo. Rashford tackled strongly but fairly by Badiashile.
The attendance for this match was 72,306.
We wait with bated breath to see which way this is going to go, whereas it seems evenly poised at this point, but Guifera, he doesn't have to do too much more.
Yeah, it seems like the game's just slightly creaking open a little bit more. It's going back and forth and back and forth.
Fernandes to Rashford, the cross across goal. Cavani controls, but the input was queued up, but not before Newbell is able to gather that one, and time is slowly ticking down here for Manchester United.
Yeah, it's kind of almost in a now or never scenario for Eldridge O'Neill. Going to try and find something. It's, you know, there's 20 in-game minutes left. We've seen plenty of goals in very quick succession in this game, or in previous games, should I say. But I think now is the time he's got to do something different. He's got to find a different way of attacking.
On comes Jesse Lingard for Manchester United. Good of Eldridge, of course, to check the Monaco game plan, because we can't see that due to not having the feed of Guifera's game currently. But of course we have our referee in the back being on top of stuff to make sure the collective team strength does not exceed 2,300. The changes are made. The final 20 in-game minutes are underway. Edison Cavani now towards goal. Cuts inside! That is the tonic that Eldridge needed. The explosion of emotion to give United the equaliser here. Still time to get a winner. It's 1-1.
As good as it is to hit the equaliser, now you have to keep your head. We've seen it before with explosive celebrations where all of a sudden, after 2 or 3 in-game minutes, it's back to 2-1. You have to keep your head. It's a fantastic, as we said, bait and switch. It was baiting the first shot, taking the dummy, finding a brilliant strike from Edison Cavani. And again, as well, no doubt here, headphone users, we will constantly inform you to just brace yourselves. It's a fantastic hit, and it stayed hit.
Come on! Fucking Cavani! Fucking delay! But I have to blame it!
Obviously, not happy with the delay he's playing with right now is Eldridge, but he's got his equaliser. But as you said, important to keep a hold of this. An offside flag is raised. We saw there for just a moment. 5th goal of the season for the Manchester United captain, leading by example. And he wants even more. Cristiano Ronaldo was trying to find Cavani. Here is Cavani. He's been an absolute menace in the front line here for Manchester United, and it's wide of the target. And Eldridge knows that might just be the best opportunity he'll get. Monaco caught sleeping, but it is wide.
That is a fantastic chance. I think myself and Eldridge both had the same reaction. In the commentary box, I'm just holding my head in my hands. How has he not found the net there? Again, he was just getting onto a defender that was just dallying. And again, it just goes to show 15 minutes to go. There's still time. There's still going to be opportunities here. It's about who seizes it and who comes up in the clutch.
It is clutch time now. And Monaco have been fairly quiet, dare I say, in this second half. It has been Eldridge who has risen to the occasion. All the ones on the Manchester United club stats so far: 11 goals for, 11 goals against, and 1 win. Eldridge would love to change a few of those ones into 2s. Hopefully not the goals conceded. As a United player into the book here, it will be Paul Pogba, the offending party. Well read by Rashford. United are breaking from the free kick that was given the other way. Here is Lingard. On this near side, Rashford has so much space in the box. What can he conjure up here? Sidibe is there to make the tackle, and Lingard, well, that might be a professional one, just to prevent the break here. Golovin is fouled, and there is not much time left. You'd have to say, Wes, the next attempt on goal could be a very telling one in the complexion of this group.
Yeah, one goal either way can change this entire group on its head, and it is that close because of that kind of almost group of 3 at the bottom of Group A. This literally can turn on a sixpence.
Monaco have the ball here, and Guifera has Diatta running in beyond. De Gea smartly off his line. This is where concentration is needed, both in attack and defence. Ronaldo winning the header. Rashford on the edge of the box, looking for Pogba. Now a chance for one final Monaco attack. Luke Shaw is tussling, but Golovin is the target. Cleared up the pitch, and is there time for United to get a breakaway? The answer is no. You can see the frustration from Eldridge O'Neill. It will end Monaco 1, Manchester United 1. A hard-fought victory was found by none, as the points are shared here once more, Wes. These two clubs very evenly matched here today.